All right. We back in the building, man. You already know who it is. It's me, DJ251, and I'm live in the building with who?
Stand the man.
Stan the
Big
man. Welcome
family.
back. Welcome back, Stan the man. We're glad we got everything going on with you good over there today. All right, today's topic is shoot it out for him, Stan the man. What today's topic is?
Fathers versus stepfathers.
Fathers versus stepfathers. That is what today's topic is. Do you want to elaborate that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping all over the place. Drink of the choice is for me. You already know how I do it. Morgan David Concord this time. This is what I am sipping on. James, Big Stanley, Stan the man. What you sipping on?
Gatorade.
Gatorade is his drink. One of these nights, man, we're going to get you to change that up. We're going to have to get you a strong cocktail, if not a glass of wine. Is that possible?
I don't know. No time soon.
No time soon. Well, you can water it down. You just want you to be able to sip on a little bit. Is that possible?
That's a possibility.
Sandra Dortch, thanks for checking in on Facebook. Danielle Roll, thanks for checking in on Facebook. Hey, if you are in the building and we did not shout you for checking in, man, put some in the comment section so we can show you some love. All right. Now, fathers versus stepfathers. I'm pretty sure my man, Stan the man, got something he want to say about it, so I'm going to let him go first. Talk to us.
I'm just gonna give you a little definition of stepfather. Most people know what fathers are. The
Mm-hmm.
stepfathers are the non-biological male parent married to one pre-existing parent. A stepfather-in-law is a stepfather of the one spouse.
Okay. Okay. And Tree Wasabi, thanks for being in the building. Tell me how you feel about that. Fathers versus stepfathers. What comes to your mind when you hear that? The title, Fathers versus Stepfather. What comes in your mind?
Well, what comes to my mind about fathers versus stepfathers is I think about that it could go either way in both ways. Because there are some really good stepfathers. I
Mm-hmm.
know of some. There are
Mm-hmm.
some good fathers. There are some bad fathers, and there are some bad stepfathers. So it
Okay.
depends on the situation, how you look at it, how you teach them. I do know and realize that some people envy stepfathers.
Some
Some,
fathers,
yeah,
some
some
fathers.
fa- some
Okay.
people and the fathers. You got family members that don't, that, as people say, hate on the stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got some stepfathers that try too hard. Some don't try hard enough.
Okay.
So
Do you think stepfathers get their due diligence?
well, it just depends now.
Talk to
It
us.
depends.
Talk to
I
us.
I I know of two that I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they get the due diligence. I think they deserve way more. I
So
know a
you
person of two that have been really good men.
so it's safe to say that stepfathers get the low end of the stick.
Not all the time,
Why not?
because it depends on how they carry themselves. You got to, as a stepfather, you got to go a little bit above and beyond sometimes, because you got to first thing win that child over. Because some kids don't understand that their daddy left. They don't know that daddy was popping mama, beating mama, dad cheating on mom. They know their dad left and you came in trying to be my daddy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you got to kind of win them over a little bit and be a little bit more cautious, a little more extra with them and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
explain to them. And to me, it didn't hurt for a stepfather to come in and go, I know your dad's not here, and I know I'm not your dad, but I want to do all I can to help you and maybe possibly be your dad one day. But some
Mm-hmm.
men's got too much pride to do that. But you got to sit with yourself in that child's perspective in this place. And
Okay.
some kids just don't understand.
Okay, but when I say short end of the stick is I'm saying do you feel like stepfathers don't get the recognition as fathers do? Now this is why I say that, right? Because a stepfather could be inside the child's life 24/7, right? Wake him up, send him to bed, teaching him, helping him build character traits of his own, right? But yet, if the father is still in in his life, in the child's life, that kid still has that bond with his father. That's my daddy. You just my stepdaddy.
But you can't, and that's one thing you just cannot take away.
So
It's
like I
just that.
said,
So
are they getting the end of the stick?
not really,
Why not?
because you chose to get into that family. You knew when you went there that that person or whoever it was had a child, or that man had a child he was raising, or that woman had a child she had stuff. You chose that,
So
and you're
so
gonna have to deal with that.
so basically, you saying that person, that father, is choosing to be the short end of the stick coming into the relationship. That's basically what you just said. Because you
No,
said
because they don't.
you said he choose to. That's what you
But they
said.
don't. But they don't always get the short end of the stick. I'm just
So
saying some.
okay, okay. All right. Let me break this down to you. The scenario was if the stepfathers is waking the kid, right, teaching the kid how to be a man or a woman, but the father is still in the child's life, actively in the life, in his or her life, right? So that kid is gonna say, "Hey, that's my dad. You just my stepdad," regardless how much that kid does for the child. He always gonna relate back to, especially if the father is active in that child's life. Now,
Okay, but
not active, I understand.
let me give you two answers then. Yes, they do not get the short end of the stick, but let me tell you something else you got to realize, and everybody in America need to know this here. I don't care what kind of child you get, what kind of parent they got. Every child loves their parent. And I don't care how you try to put it. The best thing to do is try to teach them what's right. Because, I being a foster parent, almost every child I had growing up, most of them, they were younger, most of them, I'll say 12 of them out of 15 maybe, out of 20, when they got 17, 18, where did they want to go to live? And they ain't had nothing to do with the whole time they were with me, couldn't even talk to the parents sometimes. The whole 4 and 5 years, they didn't even like Jordan didn't even allow them. And so when they got 18, most of them want to go back to their parents. Now all of them,
That's not what we
a lot of
asking though. That's
I
not what
know,
we
but a lot of them.
asking.
I told you, I said most stepdads do get the short end of the stick when it comes to that. What you're saying, but you got to realize that kids love their parents no matter what. Okay, how many stepdads, how many stepmoms you got, how many whatever parents you got, they're gonna always gravitate back to their parents in the
Okay,
end. When
I
they
get
get old
that.
enough, that's where they go.
I can understand that. I could definitely understand that. But let me ask you this: since you want to justify the actions of being a stepfather, right? So, at what point in time should a stepfather would be? Well, I wouldn't say that because if they did this, they wouldn't be considered a father. They wouldn't be considered a father figure. Let me ask you this question here, then. All right, scenario. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
How can a stepfather explain to their child, well, the child that they raising, that they parents, they father, or if they a stepmother, don't they parents just don't want to be in their life? You stuck with me. Yeah, I got you on that one. Then now
But no,
you
you
looking
didn't.
at
Because
la
the
la
thing about
land.
but listen though, what I guess what I'm trying to say is that in that case, you got to really know if that's true or not.
Actions
Do you
speak
know?
louder than words, right?
But listen, I'm saying you don't. Sometimes it's because they don't want to be bothered with the parent, the dad, or the mom, so they stay away. Sometimes they decide that it's best for them. I'll just go in and let that mom, that dad, whoever remarried, let them go on and be happy with their life. I'll just bag back.
So you get so that father and mother is basically giving up their rights. Then
So then so they feel like it's best to just keep peace. They don't
so
want the
you
son to see. They don't want the son or the daughter, whoever the child is, to see. They always come around causing trouble. So best they just
I
back away.
Treva said, I believe children loves whoever nurtures, protects, and provides for them, rather the stepfather or father. You are speaking from a mother's perspective, not a stepfather's perspective. There's a difference. I agree with you, but you 100% speaking from a stepmother's uh, per, Step parent, biological. Yeah, you are speaking from their mother perspective. You don't have to explain that. Time will tell them. That's what Regina said. You don't have to explain that. Time will tell. Time will be tell. Time will tell. But how you expect a stepfather to accept the backlash from that kid of saying like you can't tell me what to do.
Well,
You're not my
what you
daddy.
do, but if you shower them with love, and at the same time chastising them, giving them the opportunity to grow, showing them things, teaching them things, go, hey, look, you just made a mistake, and that ain't what you're supposed to do. Let me show you how you do this, what you should have done. And you correct it with them, then they begin to say, okay, they really do care about me.
We
It's
give him.
just you can't, you can't, and especially with a stepchild, you can't always be, yeah, 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 yeah. You got to back up off of them. And sometimes just come to say, we need to go talk. Let's walk.
Do
Talk
y'all
to them.
agree with that, chat? Do you feel like what he just said is true? I mean, I do. I do feel like it's true, but at the same time, I feel like if you raising a male, bare minimum a male, you have to with today's society, you have to stand on that son's neck because there's no room for error. If you let room error, he's gonna be on CNN getting killed by somebody.
Well,
Uh,
you want something that next you enough and stuff. But then you got to remember that you're the stepfather. You're the one they're gonna look up to, the one they're gonna hope to protect them. So you gotta give them a break sometime and just talk to them about things and not always yang at them. Because when they feel like they're always being fussed at, and then it makes it hard for the other parent, the mom, other dad to go, well, you gotta understand this. They can't explain. But especially when they love their child, and then all that stepmom or that stepdad is doing is yanging at them and always at them about something, and then that parent has to be that one, has to be that comforter parent. Well, baby, just don't worry about it. It's gonna get better, and like that. You don't want that because that's when
uh,
they start having problems. Then they start disrespecting because they feel like that you don't care for them,
mhm.
but they can go to their mom and get that care. Uh, Now, sometimes it would help too if parent would say, "Well, don't come and ask me what did he tell you or what did she tell you," and that's it. And they would just send it back to you, even when they think you totally wrong, send it back to you or back to that person, and then they're on nice and then look, today what you did was not really fair, but
Okay, you
I sent them back to you because you made that decision what you want them to do, and I send it back. But let's next time not do that. You know, you got to
okay?
let talk about things.
Okay, can you see Sandra comment? Can you read that?
I don't see them.
Okay, she said I
I'm
choose
a,
my what'd you say?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She said I choose my stepfather over my biological father. My biological father was father my biological father drugs over me. My stepfather took care of me and raised me and made sure I got my education, clothes, and etc.
Hmm.
This is not what I was told. This is what I saw as a kid at a young age. So basically, what she's saying is, okay, my stepfather was there for me. So she considered her stepfather as her father, even though her father was in her life, because her stepfather provided all the essentials growing up. So I do agree with her on that. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I see the posts now. I see them all now. I
Okay.
see the see. I kind of agree with that. Yeah.
So
And go ahead.
I was gonna ask the question. I feel like sometimes as stepfathers, the child's actual biological father can hinder the relationship between the child and the stepfather. He can't tell you what to do. I'm your daddy. If he ever touch you, you let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, there are some dads that do that, but you see what Michael Paul Jr. said? Did you see his comment there?
Read it out. Read it off.
It said, "As a stepfather, I never experienced. You don't tell me what to do." From a kid, his mom and I are one page. We're on one page with that. And
I,
that's what I said earlier. That you got to be able to say when that child is cutting up for something, and say that child is, say in his case, right, he may be the stepdad, right, and that mom told him, no, you can do something. He come to him. He can stick with that. No, if your mom said no, you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or either if he let him did something, I told him, I got on to him about something that was really kind of crazy. That parent got better to say to him, "Hey, look, what you did was a little bit too much. I didn't say any things. I didn't want to make a decision or cut you off or make him look like I was siding with him over you." So that's what's wrong with some of the situations with step parents and
Mm-hmm.
step moms and dads and stuff. They don't want to talk about it. They just want to say, "Well, you didn't have to do him like that. You shouldn't embarrass him like that." Let him go and embarrass him. And then when you get by yourself and you go, look, what you did today, that was uncalled for. That was too much. You got to be able to talk about it. And that'll make things a whole lot better.
I can you read Regina? Regina said, "Treat them like your child. Delete step from your vocabulary. A parent is a parent. A parent is not a parent. A parent is not a parent. Just because you know what I'm saying, you produce a kid don't make you a parent. Because it's some parents that's not even parents. They not even remotely in their child's life. Don't care about their child. They walk around here. They'll let their child. They'll drive right by their child, standing on the corner and say, "We'll work for food." Like they just give up their rights. So I don't think a parent is a parent, but I do agree with you when you say delete step from your vocabulary, right? When you say that, I think of an older aspect of it, but with young generations, like young kids having kids in their early 20s, they're going to be like, that's my stepdad, you know? Sandra Deutsch has said, young people say young minded parents. I know a man would know the difference when another man sings well by his child. True, but some men, they just angry. They won't allow another man to say anything. Have you heard it? You
Uh,
seen that before?
I have, but I want to go back to what Regina was saying real quick. I
Mm-hmm.
think that a parent can be a parent in a situation if those parents have talked about it. For example, say if you finna marry someone, she has a child, right? Well, you need to go ahead and be preparing that child. That you finna get a stepdad. Now, we're not gonna use the word stepdad here. I want you to eventually get to where you call him dad, or something like that. It's gonna have to be talked about, and it's gonna have to be talked about from the parent that he have more a connection with,
But
so to make it
wouldn't
work.
that be wouldn't that be disrespect? Couldn't the child feel like that was disrespectful? How dare you, mom, to ask me to call someone dad when you know they not my dad?
Well, I just don't think it is in a sense. Especially now, that's I'm just saying. I guess if their dad's not in the life or the dad's not around, the
Mm-hmm.
dad's not, because most time when parents get divorced and they go another way, unless that parent is there already, some parents don't even move on to even marry anybody until later in life. They get
True.
because they know it's gonna be a problem. And the ones who usually go and get married because they know their dad's nowhere gonna be involved and they're gonna be able to handle their own.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Regina said, "I'm saying when you are a parent, step has no place." True. Did she right about
Yeah.
that? When you're a parent, the word step should never have a place in our. You know what I'm saying? I have been in situations where I had to explain what my son was to me. I had to been like, "That's my son through marriage," because people like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a kid. Or when you had a kid?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm married with a kid, so I consider him my kid." And they be like, "Oh, okay, I got it." DJ251,
Uh,
what do you call the short end of the stick? When I say short end of the stick, I mean they don't get the praise, the gratification part of whatever situation that is, like a father would actually get. I mean, I seen examples of someone went pro in the NFL and their stepfather was in their life the whole entire time, but they gave all the credit to their father. And I'm seeing here like, bro, are you serious? This man paid all the bills. He kept clothes on your back. He fed you every single day, and you gonna say he didn't do nothing for you? Come on, like,
oh, look, that happened to one of these celebrities. Somebody on one of these reality shows, something where the man that took care of them all in life, and then the mom and the daughter wanted the dad to walk her down the aisle,
thanks for
and
the
he had
share,
been with him.
Wandra.
She had been with them from like, oh, preschool maybe. some years, paid for everything, paying for college and everything. And then
Okay,
she wanted,
I'm sorry. Danielle and Sandra, did I answer y'all question about as far as short end of the stick? Cause she said I want to know too. You know, like that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say short end of the stick, man. Like they don't matter how much work they put in with their son that they taking care of. They always get the back end. They get the back burner of everything. The dad still get the gratification of saying, I'm dad. I did this. Like he doesn't get any credit for anything. And don't sit here and tell me and say if you're a parent, if you're a real parent, you shouldn't want no gratification, no awards, no thank you or nothing. Like every parent needs that moment in life that they know that they doing something right with their child. I.e., you make your child do his homework, you make his child study, so your child get good grades. So that's you knowing that you doing something, especially when you putting time in with that child, teaching A, B, C, and then he learned it because you taught him. You know what I'm saying? I see your eyes bucking up. What are you thinking?
well, because all that makes sense and that's understandable. And that makes a whole lot of sense. What I'm thinking. I think when we first answered the question it was to like parents that are not involved. But I
Right.
think if you're doing that much with the child, then yeah, you should get gratification. You should be the one that I just think that but I just think in some cases it goes back to with all kids. You could do everything for them in the world. It's like when time to get married, they still want their dad to walk them down the aisle.
Yeah, I mean,
You got a lot of them that want the stepdad to do it.
and I would
But
be hurt if that was me. I
a
would
lot of
I
those
would
kids
feel
don't
some
want their
type of
real dad to
way.
do it.
I mean, I'ma hold it in, but I would feel some type of way, especially if I'm paying for the wedding. Especially if I'm paying for but that's what I'm saying right there. The short end of the stick. That's a stepfather getting the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why, like that male or it could be a female. You know what I'm saying? Like should even be put in a situation. I'm about to cut you off. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, I'm gonna say this shit real quick. Uh, Treva Simon said if he's active parent, excuse me, if he's an active parent, however, both should be acknowledged in that case. Now, also look, Matthews just asked. She said, "I'm sorry, I just came in. What was the question? What was asked? We were basically talking about stepdad versus dad, meaning like when you say I'm a stepdad to a child, and I take care of the child, help him with his homework, help him get his schoolwork, take him on his game. His dad may see him every other weekend, may not even see him at all. But yet still when time comes for some big award or some big day, then they want the dad to come and be that man to stand there and walk down the aisle or whatever, be out front. And he's not been there the whole time. And especially in some cases, like their whole life, they've been absent. But then they go make it to the pros or make it to NFL or make it to the NBA, something like that. Dad wants to be up on stage. This is my son. Does the stepfather get the short end of the stick sometimes? And what he meant by that was that he's done all that, but then in the end, it's just like if you say you had a stepdad and he's taking care of everything for you, all your needs, all growing up, all the way through school, middle school, high school, and then time walk down the aisle to get married, you want your dad to do it, and then he's like he's got the short end of the stick.
So basically, all I'm saying is, right, I definitely understand their boundaries between both sides, a father and a stepfather, right? So, because I'm finna tune into what Treva said. If he's an after parent, I get it. However, both should be acknowledged in that case, right? So, but how does it play when you have one father going against the other father? Like, stepfather, you in my house, you're gonna obey my rules. Father is he
Well,
can't tell you none of that, but then we expect the mother to jump in, but all it do is add conflict to the situation.
now I think to keep having conflict between those two men and killing one another, That's what I think the mom step up and call him. Go, look,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna continue to come here. He's gonna continue to come and see you. There's gonna be some boundaries. He's gonna have to behave and respect my husband or my wife, whatever it is. You know, if it's a daughter or child, whatever. Here are the rules in our house. You have rules in your house,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't run our house. That's when the parent gonna step up because she don't need to have a husband always. I hear some parents say, "Well, you need to speak up and say something." Why? That was your husband. You should better talk to him and tell him, "Hey, you causing trouble in my home."
Yeah. True.
I think so. I think
True.
you should be talk to, and didn't make that man no punk either. It just saved your husband from killing somebody and going to prison.
That goes
You
back to
you
what word we talked about?
you work hard.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Accountability. You
You
got to
if
start holding each other.
you gonna help out on that, then I think you should come forth and go to him and go look.
I agree with you on Michael. Michael said, I see, but he said, man, I'm a stepfather. And my son has a stepfather, so I see both sides of it. I mean, yeah, we do see both sides of it, but the problem is, man, I think a lot of females, like, regardless if that's your wife or your girlfriend or some female you just talking to them, I don't think they see the point of view of a stepfather. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand some of the struggles that a stepfather has raising your child. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's your child anymore because once you with that person, you have to treat them like they yours because that's what Regina said, right? And I agree with her. But some females don't see that struggle on that side of it, and it does get aggravating, especially if the child has some type of relationship with their biological father.
Because they do tell them. I'm telling you. I mean, even with growing up over the years with foster children, which is kind of like the same. When I would just go, wouldn't even follow the rules, trying to be nice. DHR said no visits. Here I go, trying to be nice, thinking these people's children, let them go spend a day with them. I take them to meet them somewhere. And they come home, and then it's like, my dad said this, or my mom said this. You can't do this, you can't do that. I said, whoa, where this come from? So then you can't, sometimes you have to just kind of, you have to nip in the bud from the beginning because biological parents sometimes, especially when they feeling bitter already because somebody else has got their child, somebody else taking care of their child, they're real bitter about that. And sometimes it's not that they even want to take care of them, it's just that they don't want nobody else doing it. They want the
So
woman to struggle by herself. They want the man to struggle by himself.
Regina said, my husband paid for my daughter's wedding, and he allowed her real dad to walk her down the aisle. Why? Because he never treated her like a stepfather, and he secured his position with her. He has never been a stepfather. He took the role of a father. Okay, Regina, that's my aunt by the chance. Let me tell you something. And this is just me speaking from my point of view, right? He might have done that, right? But I'm telling you, deep down inside, he felt some type of way. There's no way a man would be in a child's life every single day in and day in and day out, and don't want to have the final things like that to experience that. There's no way he wasn't hurt. He might have suck it up and be a man about the situation, but he felt some type of way. There's no man that wouldn't feel some type of way.
Well, the man, I kind of don't agree with that
Talk to me.
because it all goes back to how you're raised, your home training. And by me knowing them and knowing that family, I feel like he thought enough to say, okay, let her dad do it. Is that what she want? I know my position. I
You
know where I
you
stand.
could say that,
You
but
know,
you still
I'm
feel
saying,
some type of
but
way though. That's what I'm saying.
but knowing them, I'm thinking, I really think he probably felt, well, okay, well, I'll let him do it, because sometimes when you don't have any problem with the other parent, or you don't have any beef with them, there's no issues with them, then you don't mind. It's some parents get along really well. It's some parents now that go out together and have dinner together and they meet at the house together. They constantly together for holidays and stuff. Now those parents, then they can do that kind of stuff. It all depends on the situation. I'm saying, but you got those ones where you done paid and done everything and took care of everything, and then they just don't ask you. Just go ahead and do it. That's when you get the hurt and feeling. If they come to you and ask and go, look, hey, this is what we want to do, and this is what she wants to do, I want to let you know ahead of time because we don't want any problems.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Trust me, I totally do. but there's no way he wouldn't feel some type of way. There's no way. There's no way as a man you're not slightly hurt by that whole situation. I'm telling you, there's no way. That man.
And then it says, she said both of them walked down the aisle. And
She
that's
said,
different.
"Not yeah,
They
that's
both
different.
walking.
If they both walking them down the aisle, but if she told her stepfather was playing the role, hey, if she told your husband, hey, look, I want my dad to walk me down the aisle. He gonna say that's fine because he's understanding of the situation. Cool, but he still feels some type of way about it. He
Who
still
say what
feels some type
happened,
of way.
man? I'm telling you, sometimes it depends on situation, and you know that this
Hmm.
person may be close to their dad, and then y'all all got along. Like Regina said, they all got along. So it means they got along, so they probably even talked about it. Hey man, let's both walk down the aisle. You know, they may have talked about it before it was even asked.
That
You just
facts.
never know the situation.
You right. You right. You
And
right.
then Michael Poe Jr. says it totally depends on the man. You're right. And a real man would step up and step back and go, okay, that's what she want, we'll do it. That's his stepdaughter and he love her. And she wants her real dad to walk down the aisle, that's okay.
Guys, I'm y'all. What y'all failing to realize is, I'm not saying a real man ain't is not gonna say, is gonna have an issue saying, nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying real man or not, he's still gonna be hurt about the situation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
Yeah.
that's the point that what I'm saying, that goes back to what I said earlier. Sometimes females don't see the side of that stepfather or that father's side of you. Even your comments just proving is backing facts to what I just said. He's gonna be hurt regardless if he agree with this situation or not. He's hurt about it. That's what I'm trying
Well,
to tell you.
it may not be because she said that he told her to answer that.
All right,
I'm
y'all
telling
got
you,
it.
it depends on the situation.
You got
It
it.
depends on I'm telling you. Because some people they get along so well and they have no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you gotta look at the situation here too. Now, it could be in a case like some people like maybe they had been married, or maybe they were never married to dad, maybe they were married and it was years ago. You know what I'm saying? They moved on and became friends again. You know what I'm saying? So they can get along like that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I see both sides of what y'all saying. Um, Ebony said anyone would be hurt if like that being overlooked after putting in hard work. That goes back like the NFL. Remember I said about the NFL? You put in buku
Mhm.
work with this child, and you let another individual come in. Well, you don't let, but another individual come in and take all the glory for everything as if they've been there from day one. Come on, stop playing with me. Preach. Preach, preach, preach. I mean, chat. You let us know, man. I honestly feel like some stepfathers are being. It ain't. Sometimes it ain't even got to be about the biological father being in the child's life. Sometimes a stepfather can put in so much work, and the mother get all the glorification. I know my mama did this, and you looking like, little mother, your mama didn't do nothing. I did that. I went and got that. But you being the better
Well, what
person is saying, yeah, all right, you got it. Yeah, she did.
what about that stepdaddy though? When you come when she's talking about stepmom and stuff, stepdads, whatever. What about that stepdad that can't grasp that mom has been with that child so long, she loved that child. So when it's time, certain time, they get kind of I ain't gonna say jealous, but they're like,
Treva laughing at
uh,
me. Treva laughing at me.
they get jealous because the mom is showing that child a little more affection, doing so much for him and stuff.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
are men that get
yeah.
jealous.
Get
Why
jealous of
you
the
showing for him?
relationship.
I'm
Yeah,
your husband.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. You right. Some men get jealous of the relation. Excuse me, the relationship that they have with they mother, and to me, I want to say that's childish. But at the same time, I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't want. I wouldn't. I would see the issue would be like, all right, you showing him a little bit too much love. Like you smother him a little bit. He need to become a man a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can't he can't
And
walk
I
up under
totally
you.
understand that.
You know what I'm saying? That's my point. I'm like, if you keep catching him from falling and busting his face, he ain't gonna know what it feels like to bust his face because you showing him too much love. You see what I'm saying?
So I
That's
wish
what
the
I can
many
say.
days. I wish the many days I had a father figure in my life.
Hmm.
I wish my dad had been half 1/8 of some of the men I see around. You know, I mean, it's that I can do about it now, but I think my mom did pretty good by herself. But
Here we go, another
again, many
biblical.
days.
Here we go, another biblical term. Go ahead and read it off from Regina. Stay in the man, because you own the biblical terms. Here we go. What it says. Read it
The
off
Bible
loud.
said, the Bible says, self-loving kindness have drawn thee. Yep.
Here we go. Now I
Didn't I
gotta.
tell you yesterday?
Here we go. Here we go. She said, "Never too much love."
There
Listen.
you go.
I do feel like there is a version of too much love.
What? No, no. What you're trying to say is give them tough love and then love them with kindness.
Okay.
That's what you really want to say. You
Okay.
got to love them still, even those bad kids. You got to love them and praise them. I mean, do you know how many times that and I'm going back to when I was working at school and Miss AG was there. AG would tell us all the time. Every time you call a parent, don't call them tell them something bad that child done.
They ain't
You
gonna want to
call
hear
them
that.
first. You call them first and tell them everything's going good. Sometimes call them and go, hey, I just wanted to call and tell you that Johnny had a good week this week. He's done really well. Parents want to hear that sometimes. They hate when the schools call because there's always something negative about the child. So there's something good. And that's
Let
what
me,
I like about Foul East. The principal call you.
man, these people don't know
That's
nothing about
it.
no damn Fat Hope East, man. They don't know nothing about. Let me
Mhm.
ask you this. Let me ask you this right here. All right, a man dating a woman, right? When it's the proper time for a man to step to that child to explain the rules and regulation of what's going on in that house that he's there.
Hmm. Well,
Well,
if he's taught the rules, that's where it goes to both parents being a parent. Because if he has a good parent already, then he or she is taught those rules. And you may come in and say, well, we don't I wouldn't raise like that. But you can't come in and changing as an adult, change to somebody else, a grown person. So what you got to just fit in where you can, especially if you come into their house.
oh, see, are you talking about the woman and the man? I mean, the woman and
Who's in the house can't change.
to the woman, right? The man goes to the woman's house, but the man is paying all the bills, right? Putting food on the table. Yet he set rules and regulations that he feel like should be enforced, but they not getting enforced, right? So you can't. I feel like whoever house it is, it has to be some type of compromise in that.
Yeah, you got to compromise. Sometimes you got to compromise because remember I told you earlier that you can't just take over. You gotta mold and smooth and shape them and get them ready. You got to prepare them for all the changes. You can't make a person change overnight.
Regina
Unless they're
said.
used to doing something.
Regina said when he takes the role as a parent. But when is he considered taking the role as a parent? Is it a time? Oh, we been together for this long. I'm the role as. When is the time? What sets the date when that person takes the role as a parent? You know, that's
LeBang,
what I'm trying to figure out.
excuse me, LeBang, I'm gonna take a break for just a second. I'll be right back.
All right, we gonna mute Stay in the Man, man. Guys, I mean, I get it. I understand what y'all trying to say, man. Like, if he's a true man or true parent, and like titles doesn't matter, right? But titles do matter. And it matters. If it didn't matter, it would be considered a title. So it doesn't matter if you saying if he's a real parent, he'll understand. You could be understanding all you want to, but you still gonna feel some type of way. There's no way, male or female, you put in 20 some years in with a child, and you had this child from nothing to something. You've been in this child life, and then all of a sudden, this child say, "Hey, I'm going towards this direction with this parent." You might respect it, but you are going to be hurt to some extent. I'm sorry. That's just how feelings go. That's just how emotions is. And I get what y'all trying to say. Like, nah, they both of them in the life. Yeah, I get it. But one of the other will feel some type of way. It could be vice versa. It could be the stepfather walking the daughter down the aisle. The father will feel some type of way. He might not express it, but deep down inside, he's gonna feel some type of way about it. Right? I mean, am I right or am I wrong? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Am I hey until Stan the Man gets back, man? Y'all can ask me some questions of a situation that you ran into that you think I should know about, or is close, or y'all want my opinion on it. I'm waiting. The chat is open. Chat is open for everybody that tapped in, man. Thanks for checking in, man. Make sure you like, comment, and share the post, man. Some of y'all been sharing it left or right, and I've been shouting y'all out, but and I don't really want to interrupt him while he's talking because he be putting out some good, valuable information from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So this is y'all time, chat. Ask me a question. Let me know what's going on. I mean, are y'all liking the topic? You know, I had people hit me up and say, "Hey, man, I want to be a guest on the show." We will be bringing some guests in. I promise you that, man. We're gonna have some good conversations if it's up to me. But give me a second, guys. Fill that chat up, man. Fill that chat up. We waiting for you. Fill it. Fill it up. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Stan the Man is back in the building. Stan the Man is back in the building.
We're back.
Are we back, man? I'm sorry we had to take a little break, but we back. You know, let's move along because we've been on this topic for a while, right? And Stan, tell me, how was your day? What you do today?
My day was okay. It was
Okay,
not that good. Yeah,
wasn't that good? Y'all know
yeah.
you had
I'm having some issues at the house here, so
talk. You want to talk about it or no?
no, I better not right now because I ain't too happy.
You ain't too happy.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
You don't want to say the wrong thing. Okay, then
All I can tell y'all,
talk to
if
her.
you are, if you are have rental property, take care of your folks. That's all I'm gonna say. If you
Regina
got rental
said,
property,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
you got rental property, take care of your folks.
Regina said you could feel some type of way about anything, but doesn't mean it's right. Hey, listen, my aunt, hey, she be telling the truth. She be telling y'all. Doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't right, man. It don't mean that it's right. Hey, let me ask y'all something. Whoa.
Whoa.
Come on now. Read that. Come here. Read that.
It says, when a real man is secure in himself and knows his role and his place in that child's life, he has nothing to prove to anyone. A child knows who loves them and who is there for them sincerely out of love. Bingo. Let me see what I'm missing something.
Yeah, because he got a whole
Oh
book
Lord.
right there. What you mean?
Oh, wait a minute. Sincerely, let me find my place now. Hold on just a
She
second.
said sincerely out of love and not out of clout.
Let me find the rest of it. I don't know where I'm off. You know I forgot to put my glasses on now. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord, I knew it was something that was off. And it
I
said,
cannot hardly see.
I'm gonna start reading when you get it, catch on to it. Saying the child is going to love whom you got it.
Let me follow me. A child knows who loves him. And that child is going to love who loves them, not by words,
You sure you ain't
but
been
by
drinking?
action. If a child is raised in love, then they're going to know to love. If the child ends of the day, a child is going to love the one that knows that they love them. So if he loves, okay, everything's moving. If he loves the one they know loves them, so wait a minute, excuse me. So if the love is superficial, I'm sorry, y'all, my eyes are bad. Believe me that a child will know. There's nothing wrong with the child loving and respecting both biological parents and step parents. As an adult, we have to sometimes put our emotions up, emotions, remember that? Talk about that, aside and make logical decisions from pertaining to our children and not think of us with our hearts. It's about what's best for the children and not away about our about our egos.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. Being in a situation dealing with my children's step parents. You know what? You're so right. Because I used to have a sign in the class that said, if a child is shown love, they learn to love. If the child is shown to care, they learn to care. They learn to do all that stuff. And it's not about the parents. You got to really, she said a whole mouthful there. You got to take
I
yourself
bet
out
she
the
did. She
picture.
said hold more than a mouthful, but go
You
ahead.
gotta take yourself out the picture sometime and do what's best for the child. And that was a problem that some people had with got your age. I'll never forget it at school. She would tell a parent and a teacher quick. It doesn't matter to me what you think for real. Right now, I'm gonna do what's best for the child. And
Okay,
some
that's
parents would get mad. Some teachers would get mad because I know a lot of teachers wanted to send kids home when they were really bad. But you go send them home for what? Nobody said what. At least
that's
here we can give some structure here. That's the same thing with loving a child. If they know you love them, no matter what nobody said,
look, man.
they're gonna always
Look,
remember.
emotions aside and make logical decisions when pertaining to our children. You can do all that. That's fine. That is so fine for you to do that. Put your emotions, but that still doesn't change the fact that you are going to feel some type of way after you put in all this time with this particular child, and all of a sudden he or she gives all the recognition to another parent. I don't care who you is. I don't care how strong minded you are. You still going to Oh my God, I'm so hurt. Why would they do that? I can hear it now. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you got to make that child know that you love them.
That's true. That's true. I'm not disputing
That's
that.
true.
I'm not
That's what
disputing it. She had to express herself.
just needed to express.
She just has. That's what I said. She just had to
And
express
that's that.
herself.
But it's good though. What you said is really good, and I like it because a lot of people probably seen it. It makes a whole lot of sense what she said.
It does make sense. I mean, because when you raising a child, it's not about you anymore. You putting every effort that you have into that. You are passing on your legacy.
Thank you, Mama Wanda.
Wait, my God, you kibbles and bits over Mama Wanda, huh?
Cause
You
she hit it on the nail on the head.
She did.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to show love.
I that's part of raising a child. I just said it. You got to show love. I
Tell me
say
why you think so many kids sang in my house when y'all were growing up. So many other children came around.
you was
Because I
annoying.
fed them. They showed out they were loved.
Is
I have
that
to run
right?
them away now sometimes. Tell them boys no company. No
No
company today.
company. She said you welcome and gave you the ah. You welcome. You welcome. What's something else we could talk about? Chat. Talk to us. Let us know what you want to discuss. Cause we always online for an hour. Yesterday we went over a little bit because the conversation was good. You know what I'm
It went
saying?
2 hours.
We went down
We
there
on
two.
2 hours
Yes,
yesterday, y'all. Two
yes.
hours.
We pushing the hour and the last 10 minutes of the show. We normally just give our advice and we open the chat up for you to ask us our opinion. But if y'all have something y'all want us to talk about, we would love to talk about it. We would love to discuss it while we live right now. But we'll give you a few minutes to type in a question in the comment section. If not, we'll definitely get on to our words of wisdom part of the show.
Like I say,
You cold. I mean, there's some cruel people in
you
this
know,
world. Don't get me wrong, some
children,
very cruel people.
children, children that come here, they just, and all they know is that, they're so innocent sometimes. Sometimes when you say things to them hurt their feelings, me when my problem was I can remember AG and Broad telling me, just go ahead and go, we'll take care of it, because I can get a child in trouble, get in the office and see them crying, I'm about to cry. They tell me, go on, go, we got it, because they already know if it start crying.
Yeah, cause
I
you
hate to see
weak.
children cry.
You
I
weak.
don't care what you call it. I
You
hate to see
weak.
children cry.
Well, you better not come
I
around
hate to
me and
see them cry.
Cam. You know what? I like
I
to
hate to
say
see them cry.
Cam keeps me well grounded, man. I feel like kids keep you grounded. Like
They really do. They really do because you have to stay on top of everything. I got a little one here now.
everything. Everything.
One of my little great nephews, they about to really stay and watch because he got all kind of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, Cam, like I remember I was telling you earlier, Cam was asking about the hard drive for his PlayStation. You kept saying you're not listening to him. You're not listening to him. I know
Yeah.
exactly what he's saying. He's saying that he wants me to buy it without saying that he won't. I was gonna buy it, but I didn't know. You knew what you needed. You just want me to buy it, and you over here
But see,
tag teaming in the situation.
but still though, I want you to listen to him and hear him out and stop cutting him off. That's all I'm saying to you.
As a
And by
parent,
the way, parents and step parents, mamas and real dads, sometimes listen to your kids. Let them finish talking birds. Y'all don't. I don't want to hear. It's my way or no way. What I say and go, and that's end of. I don't want to hear that. Get. No, that ain't fair to them. You don't know what they're gonna tell you. A lot
it's
of times they won't even come. They won't even come and tell you when they're in serious trouble or when somebody even bothered them that shouldn't be touching them or bothering them because they're afraid you're gonna fuss at them. So you gotta sometimes listen to those kids and hear them
it's
out.
not the point that parents don't listen to their kids, right? It's the point that once you start letting kids express how they feel, they get out of control with it. They do it at the wrong time. Yes, it is. Yeah,
But you got
kids.
some
I
parents.
know, I know,
Look.
I know some parents that, and I sit there and listen to them while they talk. They get their kids feel entitled, like they have some say so into the conversation. I'm sitting here listening. Look here, you 5 years old. Why are you talking to your parent like that? Or you
That's
13 years old. Who are
I'm
you?
but it goes back to the parent. You teach your child to be respectful. Teach them how to talk and when to talk and how not to
Uh,
say and go forbid. But I'm telling you is that when they're coming to you, ask you a question, talking to you about something, and other parents on here, don't be so quick to cut them off. Give them opportunity to hear them out, whether they're right or wrong. That's when you can correct them without fussing and go, look, I understand what you're saying, but that's not the way we're gonna do this. That's not what I was
Treva,
taught. Or either maybe that's what you've been used to, but we're not gonna do it that way. And I
Treva,
understand, I respect what you're saying.
Treva Simon said, "Do you think it's necessary for a father and stepfather to have at least one conversation in regards to the child?" Yes, I do, and that's only if one party is opening up to have that conversation, because some parents nah, you good. She said she think her comment came in too late, and that's only if that depends. Like, because sometimes one parent, the stepfather, the other parent, they could be too strong minded. Like yeah, you raising my son or my daughter, but that's my child. I don't want you doing this, and I don't want you doing that. And I don't want you this and that. And you looking like, bro, your child stay in my house. I'm paying all the bills. I'm providing for your child. Who are you to tell me how to treat your child? If I'm not
But guess what?
abusing your child, shut up.
But guess what I read today though?
What did you read?
That I read that if by I guess it must be a law in Alabama. I'm gonna look it up tomorrow and find out for sure though. But it says something about if a in a step parent and parent situation, the parent that has custody, for an example, if the mother has custody of the child, then if she's okay with the stepdad chastising him, it's nothing the real father can do. Same thing with the other parent. If the father has custody of the child, it's up to that father if he wants his wife to chastise that parent child, and it's nothing the mother can do. See what I'm saying? Whoever the custodial parent has all the rights, and they can decide if they want either parent to chastise the child, and it's nothing the other one can do. I read that today, and I meant to print it out, and I forgot.
I'm glad that
Do
jogged
y'all
your
do y'all
memory.
agree with that?
Yeah, chat. Do you agree with that? That is a good statement that you put out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't even know that in Alabama. Sweet home Alabama.
What do y'all think about that? It says it's the custodial parent, for an example, in your situation, the band.
Stop using
Which
me.
means
You keep using me.
okay,
Don't
well,
use
okay,
me. You
okay.
better
Well, let
use
me
Lil
just say this.
John.
Okay, well, okay. If Lil John lives with Mary Sue, and Mary Sue has custody of Diamond, Mary, uh, um, Mary Sue can decide if she wants Lil John to chastise Diamond, and it's nothing Big John can do about it.
You happy about that, ain't you? You were just so happy about that.
Understanding is key. That's right.
Understanding is the key. That's why I say only if one party is willing to listen. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I could see that going real bad, man. I could see that two a stepfather and a father get together and they have good intentions, but I could see that the biological father could be overstepping their boundaries because they feel like that's their kid. I produced that.
Is she would laugh at me or you of what Mrs. Matthews said? Ask her.
She hear you. She can hear you. Treva in the chat. Did you hear what Jane Stan the man said?
Are you laughing at me, LeBaron, or what Miss Matthews said? Probably both of us.
Probably ain't no telling.
We were talking about, you said, stop using me. That's
Yeah,
probably what it
that's probably what
was.
she was laughing at. Stop using me. As she said I was laughing at about Lil John. Yeah, use Lil John. Stop using me, man. I'm not the topic of this conversation. You keep using me as examples. I'm not the person you need to be uh talking. You make some characters up. People gonna think
I do
that's
want to. I
people
do
gonna
want to
think that that's
apologize to the
me.
people. I do want to apologize. I said when we first started, I was trying to explain to the band that when we came on, I was hearing three and four different. Like if he said to me, "You all right?" It would go, "You all right? You all right? You all right? You all right?" And I didn't know which one to answer. That's why I was looking puzzled and crazy because I was getting four and five feedbacks.
Okay, you got that out your system. We're glad you got your neck brace off today.
Well, I'm gonna sit down. I'm good.
You look younger. All right, guys, this is the end of our the end of the podcast, man. We appreciate you stopping by, man. This is our time where we're gonna give our advice and recommendations of things that you should be doing in your life. Hey, big standing man, you want to go first, or would you like for me to go first? Is whatever you want to do.
It don't matter. I'll go or you can go. You decide.
Well, go ahead and go, then, my guy.
Well, okay. I think that when you're parenting, one of the main things to do is to have open communication. A good communication is always the key to anything. You got to always show love to the child, no matter how bad they are, how good they are, what they do. You need to praise them more than criticize them. You got to praise kids more than criticize. They get enough criticism. And these parents, you should stop telling your kids, you just like your dad, you just like your mom. That's the worst thing in the world. Tell a child. When you say things until you speak things in existence. When you say you ain't gonna be about nothing, you're gonna be just like your dad. You speaking that tongue is powerful. That tongue, and you can't tell kids things like that. You just like your dad. They gonna remember that. You gotta remember that. Also, the man gets mad at me about this, but I'm gonna tell y'all, please remember to wash your hands. Wash your hands. I know we're not no what CDC or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you guys, please wash your hands. Keep your hands washed. Keep your house sprayed down. Wear your mask, and we can all probably live a little longer.
You done?
I'm done.
All right, first thing I want to do, man, I want to introduce y'all to my Russ, right? Stand the man, so I should put him on camera. This is Russ. Russ, say
Hey
hey to
Russ,
everybody, right? This
y'all,
my.
Russ is like a he's like a real rug. I swear, he's so
If
pretty.
y'all ever catch me looking down or moving my head, I'm looking at him because he be trying to sneak into some things he ain't supposed. Like earlier, I seen him walking off with these little tabs right here. He didn't think I seen him, but this is Russ. Hey, Russ. Say, all right. Advice that I want to give y'all, man. First thing first, like I always say, man, do 30 minutes of cardio a day, man. 30 minutes. Start off with 30 minutes and work your way up, right? Health is the key. 2021, we all need to be healthier, right? I'm actually thinking about doing an app so people can actually join in, right? We can all motivate each other. Like if you see me do 35 minutes, it might want to push you to do 35 minutes of cardio. Advice that I can give about the topic, man. Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. I just saw something that Chiva said.
Oh
Chiva
my
wants y'all to know
God.
that. I just want y'all to add that my husband is a wonderful dad that stepped up. Love all that sweet.
Okay. This dude,
I the dairy.
he's a big ass marshmallow. On God, he is. But anyway, another thing I want to add about the topic is, man, listen, stepfather, biological father, you still playing some role in that child life. So sooner or later, you have to man up, right? Man up and take responsibilities for whatever action comes your way, right? You might not like what's going on, right? But you have to man up. I was just trying to I was just trying to get y'all to understand the fact that one of those type of parents is gonna feel some type of way. They have feelings too. That's what I want y'all to say. Want y'all to understand what I was trying to say. It's not that they not being a father. It's not that they not understanding the situation. I'm just trying to get you to understand, father or stepfather, they feel some type of way in a situation like that. They feelings are hurt, even regardless if they said it or not. But deep down inside, they not really expressing themselves. And especially as men, we are the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to expressions. Um, I go back. I go back to day one. You laughing, but you know I'm true. You know I'm telling the truth. Hey, I go back to day one, very first podcast, accountability, man.
Accountability.
Start holding people accountable for their actions, man. Stop letting people get away with it. Stop letting people borrow money from you and they not paying you back. They keep coming back and forth, man. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for their actions. Hey, if they caught doing something they weren't supposed to do, I sit them down. Talk to them. Let them know it's not right. Let them know they made a mistake. Sit down and come to a common understanding and move on.
And
Right?
stop getting them out of jail 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. After third time, let them bump it. You ain't teaching them
Accountability.
nothing to keep getting them out.
And never last but least, I think this is gonna be my last one. But be a little selfish, right? Be selfish for yourself, man. Think about yourself, right? Go spend, buy something that you wouldn't normally buy for yourself. Sit down at a restaurant that you normally wouldn't sit down. Experience something new, right? You need to have that time for yourself. You work hard for your money. Spend your money on things that you should want, not things that you wish you had. You work hard for it. Even if you put a little money to the side every month, ladies, buy that Christian Lube, buy that YSL, buy that Gucci dress, right? Fellas, go ahead and get that Armani cologne. Go ahead and get that Creed cologne. You know, save up for it. Like Treva said, self care, man. Before we get up out of here, if y'all have any other questions, shoot it off. If not, if you don't want to ask it here, you can always hit it up in our inbox. I am DJ251. You can just put me in Google, send me a message. I promise you it will come to me. And you can always find Stan the Man on Facebook as James Stanley, right? Look him up on social media. If it's something that you wanted to ask us or you think it's a topic that you want us to talk about, send it to us. We always open to ideas, i.e. tonight's topic was from Treva Simon. Shout out to you, Treva Simon. Thanks for holding it down. Thanks for being a loyal listener and follower. Hey, Stan, you got to say anything else?
and thank her for marrying you.
I told you this joker always put my business out there. He don't put nobody else business out there.
Y'all, he
He
has a good wife, though. I promise
it's
y'all.
yeah. You know what's crazy? He always say, "Do what he say." I ain't gonna put nobody name out there, but I know somebody. But when it's me, this boy, bloop, 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 he rolled that bus on me real quick.
He has a good wife, y'all. I promise you.
Yes, I do have a good wife, man. I love my wife to death, man. Like I said, man, thanks for tuning in. Until we meet again, y'all out here be safe out here in these streets.